Okay, so my name is Empress Mullings, the CEO and the creator of the Jamaican Trivia and Playing Cards. Now, when I first thought of creating something that was, educational for young people and adults alike, I was thinking of a trivia game, bringing our history to the fore in a creative way. And the first idea was just to have a deck of cards that was trivia questions and you play trivia games. For example, you have a room of 3 to 50 people, could be 100, and it could be in groups, however you want, and you hold the deck up as a dealer and you draw a card and you say, okay, first person to put their hand up gets the points of the queen, and the queen can be 10 points or it could be 11, 12, 10, then jack would be 11, queen would be 12, king 13, depending on how you set the rules before. So for example, if I drew the queen, which Nanny of the Maroons, our national hero, is the symbol on that, I've switched up the whole concept of playing cards, then the question would be, which famous cuisine was developed by the Maroons of Jamaica? First person to put their hand up in the group, or the group, would win the points of the queen. So that's what the game developed into, but initially it was just supposed to be trivia. Then through a lot of brainstorming, and I'm not a regular card playing person, I came up with the idea through myself and my team. We sat down and we're like, okay, what can we do? And knowing Jamaicans love to play kaluki and all other kind of other games, I said, why not do a deck? Create a deck where you can play over 100 games or more. So that's what I did. So we've gone from the traditional, we've embraced our own Jamaican culture as a learning tool and in a fun and creative way. So instead of having the regular king and queen that you would see on other card decks and the regular suits such as the heart, the spades, the diamonds, we've got the Aki suit, we have the Dr. Bird, we have the coat of arms, and we have the map suit. And our joker is not just a joker, it's a junkanoo. So you can start playing with your child at the age of, say, 2. First of all, your child should be able to identify the symbols on the card. What is this letter? It's a Q. What is that symbol? It's an Aki. What is an Aki? It's Jamaica's, national fruit. Who is this? This is Nanny of the Maroons, our national hero. They can identify colors on the card. Then when we want to deal with numeracy now, we can say to the child, take two cards from the deck, for example. So they take 2 cards from the deck. So let's say they've taken a 6. Okay, so before we even look at the second card they draw, we have the 6 of the map. So we'd say, okay, what number is this? This is 6. And 6 what? 6 maps, mommy, daddy. Alright, great. What color is the map of Jamaica? It's green. And that's how we start to look and identify symbols and colors. Then when we're talking about numeracy, what is 6 maps plus 5 Jamaican maps, right? And, they would say, oh, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you keep these 2 cards. So you have a fun and interactive way. Then when the children are gone to bed, the parents now can continue with the deck and start to play some real intense card games. We have what? Go Fish, Kaluki. With 2 decks you can still play Kaluki. Rummy, all the Jamaican games, Blackjack. You can play for bets and all kind of things. If it's a couple, I don't want to say this in front of the children, but couples, the type of card games that you can play. So we have questions such as, which song by Fats Domino is named after a place in Portland, Jamaica? That question is on the Jack of the Hummingbird. Each category represents each symbol represents a category. So if you have the hummingbirds actually sing. So it's a music category. So we'll always have a question to do with our music of Jamaica. If you have the Aki, it's a culture question. So it'll have to do with culture and customs. If you have a coat of arms, it will deal with people of Jamaica from past to present. And if you have the map, it'll be a geographical type of question. So you can play all kind of games. Now another way of incorporating trivia with one of your old type of games is if you're playing a card game where I need your 3. So I have 3 cards in my hand. I'm trying to get, for example, 3 of a kind. I need the 3 that you have. So I'm like, anybody have a 3? You say yes. To get your 3, I have to answer the question on your 3 on my turn to get your 3. So, for example, I have the 3 of Aki, and it's what is Pocomania? A, of food, B, a religious movement, C, a popular dance. If I get that right, I take your 3 or vice versa.
Awesome. So are all the cards multiple choice?
No, not all the cards are multiple choice. Some of the cards are. I'll read you a few questions. I'm not going to give you the answer because everybody must own their own deck. And it's great for CXC. It's great for stimulating conversation about our history. For example, which of Jamaica's national heroes was born first? So people might know our first national hero, but was he really born first? We have other questions such as music questions. Which Jamaican group consisted of Winston McIntosh, Robert Livingston, Nestor Marley? Which martial arts inspired song was written and performed by the Jamaican Carl Douglas? You know, who was the first Jamaican artist with an international hit? Which famous Latin American hero was in exile in Jamaica in 1815?
Wow.
So we
Those
have
are some awesome questions.
Right.
I can really think of using especially people in the diaspora who really want to connect with their history and their culture, and especially pass it on to their children, so their children can learn. And
because we can't lose it. So I've documented it. It has been deposited at the National Library of Jamaica as well.
Fantastic.
So we want to keep this in every household. And you're right, for the diaspora and elderly people, remembering, oh yes, I didn't know that. And I've seen it played in bars. I've seen it played in jails. It's in the schools. It's in, you know, primary school children.
It's awesome.
Boys on the corner. So it
are there any children's games in particular you can think of off the top?
Children, no. I think Rummy is a children's game. Children have their own card games that they already play with regular card decks, so they can play that.
Yes.
What I would say to them is mix the trivia now.
Yes.
Be creative, because children are so creative. And the concept was for you to create, as it says on the decks. Play over 100 card games. Create your own games while you learn about
Fantastic.
Jamaica. So it's for them to stimulate their own
imagination
creativity.
also.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's you know, who was the first non-American to win the U.S. National Spelling Bee? That's a coat of arms question. The coat of arms are quite hard. So yeah, so
lovely.
It's there. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's a great gift for any household. This is edition 1. So until it's in every household, you won't see edition 2. But
I think it's an awesome concept. Just the cards, being able to engage as a family with your children around it, and teaching the history and learning and playing with friends. And if it's families who live abroad and they have friends, it's really an awesome gift. An awesome thing, as you said, each household should have.
Yes.
As we celebrate our culture and our history, with our big 50th anniversary coming next year.
Yes, I really would love every household to make that a special piece that they purchase, especially in representation of 50 years of independence. And not just 50 years of independence, but you know, the hundreds and hundreds of years that we've been here developing and fighting for some kind of freedom and equality as a people. And from that has derived greats like the Bob Marleys, you know, Barrington Irving, these people that...
Such a rich history and culture.
Exactly.
So how can we get these cards?
The decks are available, especially for people overseas. Right now you can go on Amazon and get them. They're also available here in Jamaica in numerous stores, especially across Kingston. I know they're at the airport if you're flying out. I think at some of the LMH stores.
Lovely.
You can also get it at Stanley and Empress Boutique, 94 Hope Road. You can go online. That's www.jamaicanplayingcards.com, and send us an email with a request, what city you're in, and we'll assist you in being able to purchase a deck.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Empress, for your time. I'm excited about this deck, and I'm sure that all of our viewers and the people on our site will enjoy getting a deck for themselves.
Children, have fun, test each other, and I guarantee when it comes to your CXC or your spelling bee, if you have a deck, you're sure to get through.
Awesome.